Hey, it's Savagely Based again. Wow, just had a little gift dropped right into our laps today. Some other people found it, but the Free Thought Project, which is a fairly good news source, they usually do fairly good work. Not always, you do have to still research it, you know. A lot of times videos get edited one way or the other for an agenda, but this one was left open and the video was left before the cut. That CNN and New York Times, Reuters, AP, a bunch of news stations actually came out to the American people and sold this as real news. It's pretty unbelievable. Here's the story right there. You can go on down, and what the video shows is a bunch of what would be said in English as a crisis actor. So they blew up a car, and then all these people just ran into the frame, laid down as if they were hurt. They even like took some away in stretchers and stuff. It was hilarious, and that was said as real news. I don't know why they did it, but it's for an agenda. I think it was an anti-ISIS agenda, but I'm not sure why they're doing some of this. But it's pretty interesting. You want to have my little co-host with me today? Come on over and say hello.
Hey.
Yep, get in frame. There you go. So I got my little co-host with me today. She's all excited about Christmas. So just to read some news for you. It says propaganda is a tool used by governments to control your thought process, which is true. We don't typically perceive that we're being propagandized. We don't. Freedom of thought and expression are central to the Western system of democracy. Very true. We're big on free thought, not having our minds controlled, especially from the top down from the government. But we are. Here is the AP story right there for you. You can check out the AP story right there. Like, see if I can get it a little bigger there for you. There's the AP story for you right there. You can even see the little AP up in the corner there. Actual, just copy of frame right there. Anyone reading and watching these supposedly reputable news organizations reports would clearly take the above information at face value without ever questioning the validity of the events. And then they have the damning video below that's extremely damning. It's a fake ISIS car bombing, I believe. If you hadn't seen it with your own eyes, you wouldn't believe it, of course. They're crisis actors, what we call. They're feigning death and injury from a car bomb that never happened. They were hundreds of feet away when the little explosion went off and left a fire in a ragged out, burned out car. So, this is common propaganda. And everyone says we're conspiracy theorists and that we have the fake news, that this right here is fake news, even though we have the video. This doesn't happen a whole lot. We aren't lucky enough to get a video clip like this that just obviously shows, fake things going on. They're called false flag attempts or false flag events. Says here the political economy of the mass media detailed how U.S. media frequently serve as an errand boy for U.S. corporate military and imperial interests. That is all true. We have to be in that region so that these corporations that are Dick Cheney and his crony buddies put money in can pull oil, no matter what, can pull oil out of wherever in the country they want. Let's pull oil out of Syria, pull oil out of Iraq, pull heavy metals out of Afghanistan, and have our troops guarding the poppy fields so that we can do dark black money, so our CIA can have unlimited funds to fund whoever they want and give weapons to whoever they want and start wars wherever they want. And that's about it. So 6 mega corporations own and control 90% of all mass media in the United States. It's indicative of a repressive narrative. If you hadn't seen this staged event with your own eyes, would you believe that it happened any differently than it was reported in the nightly news? Of course not. You would never question the official report from Fox News, CNN, CBS, MSNBC, ABC, you name it. All the lamestream, big guys, the mainstream media. that is calling everyone in alternative media, and they would call me fake news. Every one of them. They would. If I got huge and famous, they would come out and say this guy's just got nothing but fake news. And this happens all the time. This is just a huge gift that we have this video. Every once in a while, the mask falls down a little bit, and we get to see kind of what really happens behind. And this happens a whole lot more than you and I would like to think or imagine. We often say that this is getting red pilled. This is the hardest thing that you'll ever do in your life is trying to undo the programming that you learned from 2 years old on. Your parents taught you, your school teachers taught you, your textbooks taught you, high school and college. They're all written and approved officially by socialists. Media is too, and it's official. The CIA and all these government corporations have to approve stories before they can even come out for a mainstream media to put it out, broadcast it over airwaves. Fox News to just air it. New York Times, ABC, CNN. They have to do it. They have to. It all has to be approved by government agents and actors before it can come out onto the main airwaves there. It's just how things work, and it's tough to get red pilled. I had to do it my whole life. It's not easy. It started maybe 10 years ago. I started just really slowly red pilling myself, and this is a huge red pill right here. This might take you down a rabbit hole that you don't really want to go. Do you really want to go down the rabbit hole? And you have to make that decision for yourself. Do you want to take the blue pill or the red pill? You can live a very good life blue pilling it. It is very tough to see the world for what it is and the truth of it and take red pills. And I've told my friends on a light day I'd take 5 red pills a day. I mean, it was just constant things that I believe are not true. Constant. And that's what it took for me to get here to be savagely based. I mean, I don't give a crap now, and I'm just savage about hitting people with the truth, even if it really stinks and it hurts and it goes against what they've believed their whole life. And not everyone's going to red pill it. There are going to be plenty of people that just take the blue pill and go back to sleep because it's easier right now in your life to be blue pilled, but it will actually be a whole lot easier later if you go ahead and just lightly red pill yourself every day. Eventually, it becomes like a way of life, and it's not so hard on you. And then eventually, there's a lot more happiness involved when you just get completely red pilled and based and just don't care anymore, and you just want the truth. And you're tired of your mind being manipulated, like with these bombing stories and mass shootings and other false flags meant to, I don't know, make ISIS look bad or meant to bring in gun control in the United States or elsewhere. Luckily, gun control is easy. I mean, it's such a failed idea and a policy. It sells itself. You don't even have to sell it. I mean, they really believe that we're going to fall for all these, 30 people being murdered in a gun-free zone versus 2 people being killed in a place that wasn't off limits and a person was carrying and, shot the bad guy in the base of the skull. 2 people versus 30. It's just such a failed ideology, and it's just logic, but, people fail at logic all the time. And that's why we're in this mess right now. You're not taught on a daily basis to think for yourself and to be critical and to have critical thinking skills. They're working on a little bit, but it's just not there yet. Very little critical thinking skills. You just want to believe what you're told as a child and believe, whatever. Just like my daughter, they made her have a mock election in all the schools that I heard about. Many schools, they made them have a mock election this year, and your only choices were Trump and Hillary. 2 choices. Those were your 2 choices. And only 2. That was it. No Gary Johnson, no Jill Stein, no, the guy from Utah. None of that. There was none of that. And then also, I opened up my daughter's folder, and there's a, local cop badge sticker on her notebook. This is how they slowly indoctrinate your children into statism, and you don't even notice it because it's so subtle. And then before you know it, you're just a tax slave, happily paying your taxes and working your ass off. But anyway, you guys share if you like the video, and I'll be back in a little while. Thanks. Bye.